Hello everyone. Just wanted to give a final last update about the drunk driver that hit me last summer. For those of you that are new subscribers to my channel or seeing this video for the first time, scroll back on my video list. I've got a couple of other videos about a motorcycle accident I was in. I was riding this very bike, my R6, in the, when was it, July of 2011, and a drunk driver ran a light and almost hit me head on. So it was a pretty adrenaline pumping situation. The old lady in the car next to me really got fucked up. So anyhow, I got a pretty, shit, I just got boxed in. Damn it. I'm so busy vlogging, wasn't paying attention to my driving. So that is just a quick side note here. That's why I don't suggest noobs. If you're riding your bike for your first year, I really don't suggest you motovlog. Because, for example, right there, I was just concentrating on my story. I really wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. So if you're in your first year of riding, just pay attention to your riding and get used to it, and save your camera and your motovlogging for your second year when you got a little bit more experience, so you don't do dumb shit like I just did back there. Okay, so anyhow, where was I? Oh yeah, so I've got a pretty detailed vlog describing about the accident. Then I made one a few months later. So anyhow, the drunk driver was immediately arrested. She was a multiple DUI from previous DUIs. So she spent the whole time in jail, and her, not a trial, but the preliminary hearings kept getting delayed. So I gave kind of an update on that. So that kept getting delayed, so I decided I'll wait till everything's over and done with. So in February 2012, at her last hearing, she did plead guilty to the charges. So in February 2012, she had her sentencing, and that's where I was able to, the DA's office was pretty good, keeping me informed on the dates and so on, and, kind of writing a written report for the judge. So anyhow, of the charges she had, she went ahead and pled guilty for them, because she was trying to get a reduced sentence. Well, the DA was going for a full 12 years, and she was trying to, I'm trying to think, excuse me if I forget all this legal mumbo jumbo, but if she had pled not guilty and taken it to trial, based on all of her previous stuff and what was going on, she was facing a total maximum sentence of like 28 years. So she decided to go ahead and plead guilty for reduced sentencing. So even then, the DA's office was trying to get 12 years, but the defense attorney was trying to get her released on a kind of a probation period, released to a halfway house for people that just cannot beat the drunk driving shit. So yeah, sorry for pausing here. I'm trying to remember all the details. So anyhow, so it was her sentencing. The old lady that was in the car next to me, this was the first time I had a chance to see her since the accident. She actually turned out to be a little better shape than what I thought she was. She bruised her ribs from the seat belt and airbag. She did break her left arm, and she cannot rotate her left hand. So she's got a couple of plates and a bunch of screws and so on in there, so she can't rotate her left hand. Her car was totaled. She hasn't driven since. So luckily some family members came out. So she actually only spent one night in the hospital, which is good. So her and I spent quite a bit of talking before the drunk driver, it was her turn for the sentencing. So let's see, trying to remember what happened. It just happened so fast. I'm sitting there trying to, write all these notes down of what's being said and everything. So basically, trying to keep a long story short, I I was kind of surprised. The old lady and I were not brought up as witnesses, you know, to be like cross-examined by both attorneys, you know, like you see in the TV shows and movies. Instead, this was a sentencing because the defendant pled not guilty. She was a idiot. So the old lady and I each got a chance to kind of just stand up and just, you know, give a report or just kind of a little speech to the judge, since this was all up to the judge to determine the sentencing because she was pleading guilty to it all. So, you know, it was her turn. You know, the judge read all the charges. You know, are you sure you understand these? And you're waiving your right to a trial. You're pleading guilty. You know, all that legal stuff. And then the DA got up and he was saying, you know, why this woman should be sentenced away for a long time in prison. And I tried to tell him, have me go first before the old lady, because they kind of screwed up. So the old lady went first. She just basically stood up and said her story, and she kind of talked for about 7 or 8 minutes, and it was real. You know, just break out the box of Kleenex. Everybody was crying. You know, talking about her injuries and how it's affected her and this and that. So she really hit the sympathy string on everybody. Was crying, except me. I'm too cool to cry. Then it was my turn, and I was kind of like thinking, you know, crud, she should have gone after me, because, you know, she's going for everybody's emotions. I get up there and sound like a friggin' robot, saying, well, you know, I have to put on all this gear because there's people out there that choose to drink before they get behind a vehicle and go drunk. So, you know, so I was kind of more the mathematical, logical side, not really emotions, where the old lady was just getting more of everybody's sympathy. So then it was the defense attorneys, you know, oh, she's, oh, she's innocent, she didn't know what she was doing, you know. And it was really shitty, because one of his can't start in first gear and vlog at the same time. Okay, so one of the defense attorney's arguments, and this was, I couldn't believe he actually said this to a court, was that his client had a job of a bartender. So it's a requirement of a bartender to drink with all the clients. So that's why she was drunk. She was coming home from work. It's like, what? Are you fucking serious? I'm just like, this is a friggin' college-educated attorney coming up with that argument. My God, that was just lame. So then it was the woman's turn to say something, you know, to give for her. So she was the last one to speak. So she pulls out the old cliche of, oh, I've been spending all these months in jail reading the Bible. So she's been, you know, memorizing all these Bible verses to try and get sympathy for the jail. Oh, I'm a born again. Oh, I've seen Jesus. And oh, I just, you know, release me. And oh, this and that and that and this. You know, just, and she's sitting there quoting Bible verses. Sounds like a friggin' preacher. It's like, oh, come on. And the old lady next to me was about ready to just, you know, burst out and be in contempt of court, like, you're not going to believe this bullshit, are you, Judge? It's like, calm down, lady. So anyhow, the judge went ahead, sentenced her to 7 years in state prison, with the possibility of parole. And whoa, see that orange Lamborghini right there? Of course not. A fucking construction truck's in the way. Thanks, dude. Okay, so she got sentenced to 7 years with parole, eligible for parole in 4 years. So of course the DA turns around and goes, unless she starts a prison riot or anything, she's going to get out in 4 years. It's like, oh shit. You know, this dumb broad, this is her 5th DUI, her 2nd DUI that caused an accident. Yeah. And you know, it's just God, how many fucking DUIs do you have to get? I mean, she almost killed the both of us, and she could fucking be out of jail and within 4 years. This is like, shit, just sucks. So anyhow, so she's definitely in for 4 years, possibly up to 7. So hopefully all that's finalized, done with, and just wanted to give a final update. Later.